And so it begins. All right, everybody settle in. Get your popcorn ready. We're about to jump into one of the greatest movies ever. We're talking about Star Wars, A New Hope. The movie starts and bam, space. Lots and lots of space. Then you see it. A giant wedge-shaped spaceship, a Star Destroyer, chasing a much smaller ship, like a huge shark chasing a tiny fish, but with lasers. Pew, pew, pew. The little ship, the Tantive 4, getting blasted. Tension hits immediately. Something big is going down. We're in the middle of it. A door is blown open. Darth Vader enters. Tall, all in black. Super scary breathing. Whoosh kush, whoosh kush. He means business. So, our two droid buddies, R2-D2 and C-3PO, have crash-landed on this giant desert planet called Tatooine. It is sandy. So sandy. C-3PO is complaining, of course. He's not a fan of the sand. But R2-D2, that little guy, has a mission. He knows he has to find Obi-Wan Kenobi. They argue like an old married couple and end up splitting up. They're all alone in this huge, scary desert. After wandering for a bit, they both get captured by these little hooded creatures called Jawas. They zap R2 and scoop them both up into their giant vehicle, the Sandcrawler. Inside, it's full of other droids and junk. The Jawas are taking them to sell, and who knows where they could end up. They get sold to a moisture farmer named Owen Lars and his nephew, Luke Skywalker. Luke is this young guy, just a simple farm boy, who dreams of something more. Luke looking out at the twin suns of Tatooine, dreaming of adventure. While he's cleaning R2-D2, he accidentally triggers part of Princess Leia's message. "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope." Luke is intrigued. He's heard that name before. Old Ben Kenobi, a strange hermit who lives out in the Jundland wastes. Luke asks his uncle about Obi-Wan, but Uncle Owen gets all weird about it. R2 runs away to find Obi-Wan. Luke has no choice but to go after him the next morning. So Luke, C-3PO are zipping across the desert in their land speeder searching for that little runaway R2-D2. They find him all right, but they also find trouble, big trouble. They get attacked by sand people, scary looking, wrapped in bandages. They knock Luke out. It looks like it's all over for our hero. But then a mysterious figure in a brown robe appears. He makes a strange sound, like a crate dragon. He scares the sand people away. He checks on Luke, Ben Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi. He leads Luke, C-3PO, and R2 back to his home, a simple little hut in the middle of nowhere. Everything starts to connect. Inside his hut, Obi-Wan plays Princess Leia's full message. She pleads with him to take the Death Star plans to Alderaan. She says he served her father in the Clone Wars. Obi-Wan tells Luke about the Force. He gives Luke his father's lightsaber. Luke says no. He returns to find the farm destroyed. His aunt and uncle are gone, killed by Imperial stormtroopers tracking the droids. All right, so Luke, Obi-Wan, the droids need to get off this sandy planet and get to Alderaan. But they need a ship and a pilot. So Obi-Wan takes them to Mos Eisley. He famously calls it a wretched hive of scum and villainy, and he is not wrong. There's a band playing some catchy tunes. This is where we meet two of the coolest characters in movie history, Han Solo, Chewbacca. Han is this smooth-talking, charming smuggler. He's a little rough around the edges. An even cooler ship, the Millennium Falcon. Obi-Wan and Luke hire him to take them to Alderaan, no questions asked. Of course, Han is all about the money, but before they can even leave, Han gets into a little trouble with a bounty hunter named Greedo. It's a classic standoff, and then bam, a blaster shot. Han takes care of business. After that, they have to make a run for it. They blast their way out of Mos Eisley. Once they're in space, they make the jump to light speed. They're on their way to Alderaan, but when they get there, Alderaan is gone, vanished, and then they see it, a small moon nearby. But Obi-Wan gets a bad feeling. That's no moon, it's a space station. So, the Millennium Falcon is trapped inside the Death Star. Not a great situation to be in, honestly. Han Solo, being Han Solo, is just worried about his ship and his money. But Obi-Wan has a plan. He needs to go and disable the tractor beam so they can escape. He knows his way around these kinds of places. While he's off being all mysterious and wise, R2-D2 plugs into the Death Star's computer network. And what does he find? Princess Leia is here. She's a prisoner on this very station, and she's scheduled for termination. Luke, being the hero he is, immediately decides they have to rescue her. Han, of course, is against it. They handcuff Chewbacca and pretend to be stormtroopers transferring a prisoner. They're walking through the halls of the Death Star trying to act natural. They manage to find her detention cell, AA-23. Luke blasts the door open, and there she is. Her first words to him? "Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?" They get her out, but now they're trapped. Stormtroopers are everywhere. They end up diving into a garbage chute to escape the blaster fire, and they land in a trash compactor. It's gross. Weird creatures. The walls start closing in. It's one of the most classic scenes ever. Just when you think they're about to become a human Wookiee pancake, Luke remembers his little comlink. He yells for R2-D2. And R2, our little hero, manages to shut down the trash compactor just in the nick of time. While all that trash compactor drama is happening, Obi-Wan is on his own mission. He's using the Force to stay hidden, like a ghost. His goal is to find the power source for the tractor beam that's holding the Millennium Falcon hostage. He finds the control panel and with a few simple moves deactivates the beam. The ship is free. His part of the plan is complete, but on his way back he senses something. A presence he hasn't felt since a long time ago. And there, waiting for him, is Darth Vader, his old apprentice, the one who turned to the dark side. It's the showdown we've been waiting for. They ignite their lightsabers. Obi-Wan's blue blade, Vader's menacing red one, a slow, deliberate fight between a master and his fallen student. It's not just a physical battle, it's a battle of words and history. Vader taunts him, "When I left you, I was but the learner, now I am the master." As they fight, Luke, Leia, Han, and Chewie run for the ship. Obi-Wan raises his lightsaber, closes his eyes, and accepts his fate. Vader strikes him down, but Obi-Wan's body just vanishes. His robe falls to the floor, empty. He has become one with the Force. Luke screams in horror, "No!" The stormtroopers start firing, and in the chaos, Han pulls Luke onto the Falcon. They have to go, now. The ship takes off, blasting its way out of the Death Star. So our heroes have escaped the Death Star. But there's a catch. Han is all excited, thinking about his reward. She's sure the Empire let them go. They put a tracking device on the Falcon. It's a trap. They're leading the Death Star to the hidden rebel base on Yavin 4. The massive battle station emerges, looming over the jungle moon. It's counting down to destroy the planet. The rebels have the plans, thanks to R2-D2, but very little time to use them. Rebel leaders analyze the plans. They find a weakness, a tiny 2-meter thermal exhaust port. A direct hit triggers a chain reaction that will destroy the station. It's a 1 in a million shot, but their only shot. They scramble fighters, X-Wings, Y-Wings. Luke joins the fight. He's given Red 5. The battle begins, an epic dogfight. Imperial TIE fighters swarm, lasers everywhere, ships exploding. Rebels must fly down the Death Star trench to hit the exhaust port. Darth Vader joins in his advanced TIE, picking off pilots. The Force is strong with this one, he senses Luke. Suddenly, the Millennium Falcon appears. Han Solo is back. "Yahoo! You're all clear, kid. Now let's blow this thing and go home." Han blasts Vader's wingman. Vader spins into deep space. And it's a direct hit. The torpedoes slam into the exhaust port. Luke yanks up and rockets away. Inside the Death Star, officers are panicking. And then, boom! The Death Star explodes in a massive fireball. The explosion fills the screen. The rebels have done it. They've won! Back at Yavin 4, the base erupts in celebration. Pilots land to cheers and applause. Luke climbs out of his X-Wing. Leia rushes in and hugs him. Han stands with Chewbacca, proud. C-3PO watches as R2-D2 is repaired and reunited. The heroes gather, relief and joy on their faces. Cut to the grand ceremony hall filled with rebel soldiers. Leia stands on stage, regal and composed. C-3PO and a polished R2-D2 stand nearby. Leia calls up Luke. Leia calls up Han. Chewbacca stands with them. No medal. Chewbacca roars. Leia places a medal on Luke. Leia places a medal on Han. Final wide shot. Heroes, crowd, celebration. So what does it all mean? Well, at its heart, this is a story about hope. It's right there in the title. It's about a group of underdogs, a small band of rebels, standing up against a giant, oppressive empire. Luke starts as a whiny farm boy who feels stuck. He dreams of adventure, and boy does he get it. He discovers he has this incredible destiny. that he's part of something ancient and powerful. He learns about courage and sacrifice. Han Solo starts out as a cynical smuggler who only cares about himself and his money. But by the end, he risks his life for his friends, and for a cause he didn't even believe in at first. Princess Leia is just a powerhouse from start to finish. The movie leaves you with this incredible feeling of optimism. It's a timeless message, and it's why people still love this movie so much. It's a movie that inspires you. It makes you want to be a hero, to stand up for your friends, and to maybe learn how to use the Force to get the remote from across the room. And that's the magic of it. It's a simple story, really, but it's told in such an epic and wonderful way. It created a whole universe that people have been exploring for decades. It's a story of friendship, courage, and finding your place in the galaxy. As Obi-Wan's voice echoes at the end, it leaves us with a promise of more adventures to come and a feeling of comfort, always. Now, wasn't that fun?